My name is Jock Fresco. I'm project director of the Venus Project in Venus, Florida. The Venus Project maintains if you don't want war, if you don't want poverty, hunger, unemployment, territorial disputes, and all the other problems that go with society, you have to declare the earth as the common heritage of all the world's people. If you fail to do that, you'll have problems to the amount of events you don't want to change. If we don't change, we'll have the same problems over and over again. The Venus Project is an attempt to design a world where poverty, war, prisons, police do not exist, because we deal with the problems themselves, the factors that shape arrogant behavior, aggression, all the things that paralyze our society and prevent it from growing.
The social values of our society, which has manifested in perpetual warfare, corruption, oppressive laws, social stratification, irrelevant superstitions, environmental destruction, and a despotic, socially indifferent, profit-oriented ruling class, is fundamentally the result of a collective ignorance of two of the most basic insights humans can have about reality: the emergent and symbiotic aspects of natural law. The emergent nature of reality is that all systems, whether it is knowledge, society, technology, philosophy, or any other creation, will, when uninhibited, undergo fluid, perpetual change. What we consider commonplace today, such as modern communication and transportation, would have been unimaginable in ancient times. Likewise, the future will contain technologies, realizations, and social structures that we cannot even fathom in the present. We have gone from alchemy to chemistry, from a geocentric universe to a heliocentric, from believing that demons were the cause of illness to modern medicine. This development shows no sign of ending, and it is this awareness that aligns us and leads us on a continuous path to growth and progress. Static, empirical knowledge does not exist. Rather, it is the insight of the emergence of all systems we must recognize. This means we must be open to new information at all times, even if it threatens our current belief system and hence identities.
Politics was good 100 years ago. Today, politicians have no ability to solve any problems because they're not students of behavior, they're not students of agriculture, oceanography, they know nothing about the factors that operate the world. So they say things that people like to hear, and that gets them elected. Now, scientists, on the other hand, are not concerned with public approval. What they do, even if everybody on Earth believed the Earth was flat, they would say, "You're wrong. This is the evidence we have to support the fact that the Earth is round." But they don't say, it's a little round, a little flat. That's politicians. Money was a convenience designed by man many years ago. He used to carry a bag of apples and change it for tomatoes. That was a trade in the old days. But when you invented money, it carried smaller particles, and it was easier to represent apples or tomatoes or eggs by giving a person a coin instead of bringing 50 eggs and chickens. Money represented a value agreed upon to diminish the lugging around of heavy objects. Later, it became the most corrupting medium in the world. It corrupted people. They paid each other off. If you wanted a congressman to act in your behalf, you put up a certain amount of money to help him get elected, and you owed that person a favor. And that's the same with the drug companies, the auto companies, the banks. All systems all over the world that use money are basically corrupt.
It is an interesting observation to note how seemingly unknown personalities magically appear on the scene as presidential candidates. Then, before you know it, somehow you are left to choose from a small group of extremely wealthy people who suspiciously have the same broad social view. Obviously, it's a joke. The people placed on the ballot are done so because they have been pre-decided to be acceptable by the established financial powers who actually run the show. Yet, many who understand this illusion of democracy often think, if only we could just get our honest, ethical politicians in power, then we would be okay. Well, while this idea, of course, seems reasonable in our established-oriented worldview, it is, unfortunately, another fallacy. For when it really comes down to what is actually important, the institution of politics, and thus politicians themselves, have absolutely no true relevance as to what makes our world and society function.
But ask anybody, what does democracy mean? They think it means participation in government affairs. So I asked them, do you really believe in democracy? They always say yes. I said, did you vote for the space program? They said, no. Did you vote for the Vietnam War? No. Did you vote for the war now? No. Where the hell do you participate? That's an illusion given to people. They even pick the people you vote for to make sure they'll keep things as they are, the establishment. So they put them out there for you to vote for them. If we lived in a democracy, there'd be 5,000 political parties, different points of view. In a true democracy, you would have that. All points of view expressed on television and radio. It's up to you to turn it off.